Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another video. So, just an update, I did test positive for COVID, so I do have COVID right now. So if I'm a little bit low energy or anything, that's why. I've been sick for a few days right before Christmas, or right after Christmas actually. So I think we got it then, just so my whole family's kind of come down with it. Last time you saw predictions for me was week 15, so we missed week 16 just because I had a ton of family in town for Christmas. Also, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year's. Hope you guys all had a great time celebrating your families and your loved ones. Hope you guys had a great time. We're gonna review week 15 and week 16 or picks real quick. So week 15, I went 10-4 money line and 7-7 against the spread. My mom went 7-7 money line and 8-6 against the spread, so kind of flipped there. And then week 16, my mom did not give her picks. I only gave mine. We sent it on my Discord. I went 12-3 money line and 8-7 against spread. So kind of a toss-up of a week. Been kind of weird with like the COVID, with every team dealing with that, as long as everybody in the world kind of dealing with COVID right now. So it's been kind of crazy. Sorry for the weird uploads too. So I won't be at the Bengals Chiefs game tomorrow. I'm going to be vlogging it from home. It's gonna be kind of weird. I don't know. I want to put out some content for you guys. So I'm finally starting to feel better from COVID, so that's good. So that'll be fun. So check in for that if you're normally here for the vlogs. I'm not going to be at the game, sadly, so it sucks. One of the bigger games in recent history for the Bengals, playing one of the best teams in the league, so it's going to be a great time. So I'll be vlogging it, but it's just going to be me watching from home, so it's going to be kind of interesting, a new thing for the vlog, so that'll be fun. But without further ado, let's get into the picks for this week, week 17 in the NFL. The first game we're looking at right here is the Philadelphia Eagles at the Washington football team, 4.5-point favorites for the Eagles. Miles Sanders is out. That's pretty big news. Bunch of guys questionable for the Washington football team. You saw Jonathan Allen try to throw hands with the Darian Payne. I don't really know how to pronounce his name, but they tried to throw hands when they were getting shit whipped by the Cowboys, so that was interesting. This one I think is kind of easy for me. I would say take the Eagles here. I think they're the better team. I think they're the more complete team right now. They seem to be way more together, especially considering the whole little fight that kind of went out. That's kind of crazy, but give me the Eagles here. I think this one's kind of an easy pick. I just think they're a better football team right now. Not much else to it if I'm being 100% honest. Next on the list is the Los Angeles Rams, -5.5 at the Baltimore Ravens. Ravens super banged up, injured, and had a bunch of people on the COVID list, so it's they're in a weird situation. They're more injured than they are having to do with COVID, but definitely not an easy wrench to throw in there when you're already so banged up. So for the Rams, everybody seems questionable that is injured. For the Ravens, got some doubtfuls. Lamar is questionable. I assume he'll go, but I could be wrong here. That's interesting. Ricard, Marquise Brown, and Duvernay are all questionable as well. That's interesting. Odafe Owe being doubtful is pretty big news too. This game, I don't know if Lamar plays. I think they have a really good shot. 5.5 is a lot of points in this game, especially being at home for the Ravens. I think the Rams are on a nice little run right here. I think I'm going to take the Rams just because I think the Ravens are still super banged up. And they still have some COVID going on, so that's interesting. Don't know how they're going to really deal with that. I can see the Ravens easily winning this game, but right now my gut and looking at the injury report, I would say the Rams are going to win this game, so give me the Rams to win and cover here. Next game here, we've got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at the New York Jets. The Buccaneers are 13-point favorites. That's huge. This is tough. The Jets are coming off a pretty decent game for them. Zach Wilson has probably his best game as a pro, if I'm being honest, but he had a huge run, so I think that might have done pretty much that to me, is me thinking it was a great game. Shaquille Barrett and JPP are both out. That's interesting. We already know that Godwin's going to be out. Antonio Brown, Mike Evans, and another receiver are all questionable. Wow, that's tough. I think Buccaneers are going to win. 13 points is a lot. Jets coming off a hot game. They're at home. I'm going to take the Jets to cover just because it's a ton of points. And the Buccaneers are, again, super banged up. Even though last week they did prove, even though they're super injured, they can beat up on bad teams. Give me the Jets in a bit of like maybe backdoor cover situation. I'm going to take the Bucs to win, Jets to cover. Next game, we have the Miami Dolphins at the Tennessee Titans. Titans are 3.5-point favorites. Pretty much no injuries right here. It looks like AJ Brown is going to go. Looks like everybody's kind of healthy. This game's interesting. Dolphins haven't lost in like 6 weeks, something crazy. Played a few bad teams. I know they played the Ravens in there on that weird Thursday night game. My power went out. I didn't even get to watch that game. But this one's interesting. I think the Titans are the better team. I think they're going to win the game. So that's kind of my pick. I think the Dolphins are somewhat fraudulent. I just don't think they're that good. I think they played a bunch of bad teams, beat up on them. They played Ian Book on Monday Night Football. So short week for them, long week for the Titans. So give me the Titans to win and cover here. Tighten up, baby. Oh my God. The next game is the Jags at the Patriots. Patriots are 16.5-point favorites. The last game I bet on the Jags, I think it was the last time I played the Texans, because the first game after Urban, I was like, you know what? Give me the Jags. They're going to come off that Urban game. They're going to come with revenge. And they did not. They stunk it up. They are bad. I think they're probably the worst team in the league right now. You haven't seen the strategy you'd want to see after Trevor Lawrence, but he's had such a bad head coach, bad coaching staff, I would say. So I'm not really going to throw that on him or anything. But give me the Patriots to win to cover this game. I do not like the Jags. They're a bad team. the Patriots beat up on bad teams, especially when they kind of need to win, not really to get into the playoffs, but to help their seeding. So give me the Patriots to win and cover this one. Jags are bad, Patriots are good. Next, we have the Raiders at the Indianapolis Colts. Colts are 7.5-point favorites. Nobody really out for the Raiders. Sendejo is out for the Colts. Jack Doyle and Eric Fisher and Mark Glowski, I don't even know how to say his name, are all questionable. I know Carson Wentz just got activated today, I believe, off of the COVID list, so he will be playing. I think the Colts are going to win and cover this game. Colts are like hottest team in football right now. Not really going to bet against them. I think they're really good. They're the team right now that, since I'm a Bengals fan, they're the team I really don't want to play in the playoffs. They are playing good on all levels of the field. Jonathan Taylor is an absolute animal. Carson Wentz is starting to show that he can be trusted in the big spots too when he needs to be. So give me the Colts to win and cover here. No disrespect to the Raiders. I just think the Colts hottest team of the football. Next game, we have my favorite game, the game I'm sadly not going to. Makes me so mad that I got COVID right now, but it is what it is. The Chiefs at Cincinnati Bengals. Chiefs are 4-point favorites. Clyde Edwards-Helaire out. Jalen Davis and Cam Sampler out. I think it's going to be such an interesting game. I think it's going to be a ton of fun. Weather is going to play an issue. I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be really windy in Cincinnati. I know it's supposed to snow, so that's going to be interesting. Wonder if both teams are going to air the ball out. For my sake, I hope it's a shootout. I just think it's going to be a ton of fun to watch. A shootout would make me have more fun watching the game. I don't think the Bengals are going to win. I think the Chiefs are really good. I think they're hot right now, and I think they're just the better team all around, and that's no shame being in worse than the Chiefs. So I think the Chiefs are going to win and cover this game, but I hope it's a shootout. I hope it's fun. I hope everybody just enjoys watching it. I hope the Bengals put up a good fight. But I think the Chiefs are going to win and cover this one, sadly. Giants at the Bears in this one. Bears are 6-point favorites. My boy Andy Dalton getting the start. Love to see it. The Giants have a big COVID kind of breakout right now, so a lot of guys are going to be out for that. Justin Fields still banged up, so he's not playing. Andy Dalton is. Both these teams, it doesn't matter. This game's kind of a throwaway. No implications really here. But I think the Bears are going to win. I think they're the better team. The Giants have either Jake Fromm or Mike Glennon playing, so yikes. But give me the Bears. Give me my boy Andy. He's going to light it up. Give me the Bears and give me the cover. Next on the list, we have the Falcons at the Bills. Bills are 14.5-point favorites. A huge spread right here. I love the Bills. I think they're one of the more talented teams of football. 14.5 points is a lot, especially towards the end of the season. But I think they're going to cover it. I don't like the Falcons that much. That defense still really susceptible. They're one of those weird teams. They're 7-8, and I have no idea how. It's just very odd to me. But give me the Bills to win a cover. I think they're by far the better team. I just don't think the Falcons match up well for them at all. AJ Terrell's had an incredible season for them, so maybe in a world where he kind of clamps Stephon Diggs, maybe they cover. But I don't think the Falcons really have a chance to win, but they could cover. But give me the Bills to win and cover here. I like them, even with 14.5. In a weird game here, we've got the Texans at the 49ers. 49ers are 12.5-point favorites. After last week, the Texans beat the Chargers, which was an insane game. But Chargers are the weirdest team in football, and I don't think it's really close. A lot of injury stuff here. I'm pretty sure Jimmy G is not playing. I think Trey Lance is anticipated to start. That's going to be very interesting. I expect George Kittle to have a huge game. Pretty sure Shadow said he thinks so, because rookie quarterbacks really rely on their tight end, especially when they're not supposed to start. So would expect that here. Texans aren't good, but they play scrappy sometimes. Davis Mills looks kind of good, so take that with what you will. I have no idea what to take of anybody on this Texans team. They're such a weird team to watch. Haven't watched many of the games, hand up, I'll admit it, but yeah, it's very interesting to say the least. I think the 49ers are going to win and cover this. They're the thing with that is I'm not sure if I trust Trey Lance with 12.5 points. Maybe he makes some weird plays, but I am going to say that he has a big game. I'm going to say the 49ers win and cover. 12.5 points, so 2 touchdowns really is what you're looking at there. So give me it. I think Trey Lance balls out. I think George Kittle has a huge game, so expect that and book it. The next game, we have the Denver Broncos at the Los Angeles Chargers. Chargers are 7.5-point favorites. Broncos coming off a weird game where they probably should have beat the Raiders, but they played really bad. It wasn't even on Drew Lock. Drew Lock kind of had a good game, but they just kind of let him down. Chargers coming off a really bad game against the Texans, but the Broncos are missing a lot of guys. I think the Chargers had a COVID outbreak, so I think most of the guys are going to be back for the Chargers. So I'm going to pick them to win and cover here. I think the Broncos are really banged up, and they're just kind of on the ropes right now. They're going to be in that weird middle-of-the-road pack where they're probably going to miss out on the playoffs. But Chargers kind of need this game too, so I expect them to come out with full force and to really punch the Broncos in the mouth. I just don't think the Broncos offense can really hang with the Chargers offense, so give me the Chargers to win and cover. The next game, we have the Carolina Panthers at the New Orleans Saints. Very weird game. Saints are 6.5-point favorites. I think it's going to be Darnold versus Taysom Hill from what it looks like. I have no idea. Again, another weird game. Panthers are kind of blah. I don't think the Panthers are good. I don't think the Saints are good either, but I trust their defense way more than I trust any portion of the Panthers. So I'm going to take the Saints to win and cover here. Not a really confident pick, not a sexy one, not one I'd actually bet on with any sort of money. I just don't like this game at all. But give me the Saints to win and cover here. I feel comfortable enough to pick them right now. Next game, we have the Lions at the Seattle Seahawks. Seahawks are 7.5-point favorites. Another game, both teams really bad. Seahawks are kind of a weirder one where I don't even know what to think of them. I'm pretty sure the Lions are like 10-5 covering on the year, so that really makes me want to pick them, but I'm pretty sure Boyle's going to start for the Lions, which I don't love at all. But the Seahawks also just are bad. Like, I just don't like them at all either. This is such a gross, disgusting, ugly game. It's like a train wreck. I'm not going to be able to take my eyes off this game, but I think the Seahawks are going to win. I don't think they're going to cover 7.5. I don't think they're going to blow out the Lions. I don't think they're capable of doing that. So give me the Seahawks to win and the Lions to cover 7.5. Let's go MCDC. The next game, we have the Cardinals at the Cowboys. A very interesting game. Cardinals probably one of the streakiest up and down teams in the NFL. Cowboys are 6-point favorites against them. Cowboys have virtually no injuries or looks like anything on the COVID list, so that's very interesting. I don't really know what to make of the Cardinals. I think they can be good, but I think a lot of their offense is DeAndre Hopkins since he's out for the foreseeable future. I don't really trust them, if I'm being honest. And I just think the Cowboys are really talented. I think their defense is playing lights out right now, and their offense is really clicking. So I think they're getting hot at the right time. So give me the Cowboys to win and cover this. I just think all around they're one of the better football teams, and especially on the defense side where I really didn't think they would be good. The Cowboys are really showing out. Next, we have the Minnesota Vikings at the Green Bay Packers. The Packers are 13-point favorites. Kirk Cousins is out. He's on the COVID list, so an ugly, ugly game. Jair Alexander, Bakhtiari, and Billy Turner are all out for the Packers. I don't think it matters. I think the Packers are going to rout them. I think they're going to poop on them. I think they're going to stomp them into the ground. This is just an ugly game. I really don't know why they're not going to play Kellen Mond. The Vikings aren't. They're going to play the Sean Mannon guy, which is interesting. I don't know. I'm not sure why you wouldn't let the young guy play, but it is what it is. But give me the Packers. Give me a -13. Don't think there's much explanation here. Just think they're the better team. Probably the best team on both sides of football. I know I just talked about the Cowboys in that same breath. I'd say the Packers are incredible this year. Probably if I was going to pick a Super Bowl favorite to maybe like bet my life on, I'd probably pick the Packers. But even then, not super confident. It's a weird year in the NFL. I don't know. But give me the Packers want to cover this game against the Vikings. And last but certainly not least, the Monday Night Football game. Ben Roethlisberger's farewell game to the Steelers. We've got the Browns at the Steelers. -3.5-point favorites to the Browns. Give me the Steelers all day long. They are not going to lose on Ben's last game in Heinz Field against the Browns. No shot that happens. Now, looking at the injuries, it looks like Hill, John Johnson III, Ronnie Johnson Jr. are all out. And for the Steelers, doesn't look like anybody crazy is. So you know what I'm going to say. Give me Ben Roethlisberger. Also, kind of helps me out because I hope the Steelers win this week and then lose next week to the Ravens. So I'm going to pick the Steelers. There's no way Ben Roethlisberger is going to lose to the Browns of all teams on his farewell game in Heinz Field. Not going to happen. It might be like my mortal lock of all time. Take the Steelers in this game. They're going to win. But that's going to do it for this one, guys. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know what picks you guys like. Let me know which ones you didn't. Let me know what you're betting on this week. What your picks are. Let me know. I hope you guys enjoyed. Videos are going to be coming out more regularly now that I'm going to be healed from COVID. I'm going to be able to record a little more free. Just expect a weird vlog coming on Monday for the Bengals game. So it's going to be interesting. Hope you guys enjoy it. Try to give you guys something new. Really wanted to vlog the game. Was going to give it to one of my friends to have them record it, but didn't really want to like burden them with making my content. So I was just like, fuck it, I'll do it myself. But I hope you guys enjoyed, and until next time, peace out and stay safe.